Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that pops up in almost every relationship: the past. More specifically, why couples often avoid talking about it, and why, sometimes, that's actually a good idea. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't our past what makes us who we are? And yes, it totally does. But when it comes to our relationships, chatting about every little detail of our history can sometimes do more harm than good. So grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's explore why we tend to steer clear of our pasts and what you can do instead to keep your relationship happy and healthy. Let's start with the obvious. Sharing your past can feel like opening up an old wound. Talking about past breakups, mistakes, or regrets can leave you feeling vulnerable, and let's be real, no one wants to feel exposed or judged. Sometimes, it's just easier to keep those stories tucked away. Then, there's the potential for conflict. The past can be a minefield. Certain topics, like old relationship drama, can stir up arguments in no time. It's like having a ticking time bomb in the room, and sometimes, it's just safer to leave it untouched. Jealousy and insecurity also play a big role. You've probably heard the classic, "Don't talk about your ex." That's because too much focus on past relationships can make people start comparing, and comparison is the quickest way to self-doubt. No one wants to feel like they're competing with a memory. And finally, many couples believe the past simply doesn't matter as much as the future. Instead of dwelling on what's already happened, why not channel that energy into building something amazing together? It's kind of like cleaning out your closet. You keep what fits your life now and let go of what no longer serves you. So, is it actually better to leave the past alone? In many cases, yes. Revisiting old wounds can keep them from healing. Instead of moving forward, you might find yourself stuck in a loop of regret and what-ifs. It's like picking at a scab. It never really goes away if you keep scratching at it. Constantly bringing up past mistakes can also feed insecurity. The more you focus on what went wrong, the more it affects how you see yourself and your relationship. It's like comparing your current love story to a past chapter that's already closed, and, let's be honest, it probably wasn't a bestseller anyway. There's also the issue of how it affects the present. Imagine sitting in a beautiful park on a sunny day, but someone keeps reminding you about a stormy day from years ago. How can you enjoy the moment if you're stuck thinking about the past? And let's not forget how it can hold back future growth. Every couple has challenges, but the strongest relationships are the ones that learn from the past without living in it. If you're always looking backward, you might miss out on all the good things ahead. If digging up the past isn't the best move, what should you do instead? First, focus on open and honest communication. Instead of saying, "Remember that time I messed up?" try shifting to, "I'm feeling a little insecure right now, can we talk about it?" This way, you're addressing the emotion without dragging in old baggage. Another great way to move forward is by creating new memories together. Plan fun date nights, try a new hobby, or take a spontaneous road trip. The more you invest in the present, the less space there is for old stories to creep in. It's also important to celebrate growth. The past is part of your journey, but it doesn't define your future. Acknowledge how far you've both come, and if you do bring up past lessons, keep it light. Focus on the takeaway rather than the details. Setting boundaries around certain topics can be helpful too. Some conversations just don't add value and can cause unnecessary pain. Instead of rehashing every past relationship, for example, agree to only share the lessons you've learned. And finally, practice gratitude. Take a moment each day to appreciate your partner. Whether it's a simple, "I'm so happy you're in my life," or a thoughtful, "Thank you for being you," these little moments can help shift the focus toward the positive energy you share. I want to share a quick personal story. There was a time when I kept bringing up a mistake I made in a past relationship. Every time a similar situation came up, I'd mention it. It wasn't intentional, but it made every disagreement feel heavier. One day, my partner looked at me and said, "We've both made mistakes, But let's focus on making today better instead of living in yesterday's shadows. That simple statement changed everything. We made a conscious decision to acknowledge the past, but not let it control our present. And honestly, our relationship became so much stronger because of it. Let's quickly go over what we've talked about today. Number 1, let the past go if it's holding you back. Don't keep reopening old wounds. Number 2, communicate in the present instead of bringing up past mistakes. Number 3, build new experiences that strengthen your connection. Number 4, set boundaries on what's worth discussing and what's better left behind. Number 5, show gratitude and appreciate the relationship you have right now. Remember, your past is part of your story, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. The strongest relationships aren't the ones without challenges, they're the ones that choose to grow despite them. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and maybe even a little fun. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe for more tips on keeping relationships strong. And do you have any thoughts or personal experiences about letting go of the past? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, focus on today's love and leave the past where it belongs. See you in the next one.